Hey, what's up, everybody? I want to talk for a moment about the crazy things that people throw away. Now, I made a video years ago like this, I think, when I came to work and there was a dumpster full of basically brand new stuff, clothes with tags, furniture, various, household items that a guy I was working for just didn't want because it didn't match his decor for the moment. The kind of folks who throw away something because a paint job changes. And I want to make it clear before I go on, I'm not here to disparage or make fun of the wealthy. It's, in fact, I also have to make it clear that this isn't based on any type of envy or jealousy. I know that everyone has their problems, and I know that being broke has its own set of problems because I've been there. Most of my life, I've, you know, lived check to check, but I've always tried to keep a little bit, to keep me going. But if I wasn't, like if my wife and I didn't work for a few months, we'd be screwed, right? And that's how most people live, most Americans. But there is a segment of America that has more than enough wealth to just throw things in the dumpster that they could otherwise sell for, say, $1,000. Like, I'm the kind of guy who hangs on to something that's $20 worth, like a stereo I buy at Goodwill, because I could sell it for 20 bucks. I can't help I can't help but be frugal. I can't shake that. I can't get rid of that part of myself. And I feel like even if I had money, I've learned to appreciate money so much because I have not had any, that I wouldn't waste it and squander it on stupid things. Because I really have no desires for stuff or for things. But I have acquired many weird things over the years, and I do understand what it is to get to the point where you've got so much crap you just throw it away. And it is all based on perspective of, for me, I might throw something away I could sell for 10 bucks, but it's just because I don't want to deal with it, the hassle of selling it. Or, maybe Goodwill won't take it. I'll try to give it away, right? But I tend to hang on to most stuff. Well, to get on with the show, the other day I picked up this bike frame, and today I grabbed this camera out of a dumpster. I'm at a job site I'm working on. I'm not going to get into specifics or names, but the guy I'm working for, he's really cool, and I definitely don't want to diss the dude. He's throwing away stuff he doesn't need. I get that, but he probably didn't realize that, I would scrounge it out. So I do construction, and we're doing a remodel. And while we have the dumpster there to throw away some old trim and drywall, this guy threw away a few things, just a couple little boxes of things, some clothes and hats and stuff. And his roommate, who was not his roommate, but rather somebody who was staying with him for a week or so, they ride bicycles. And they don't just ride bikes, they ride nice bikes. And they have like a biking team and stuff, and they're really into it, mountain biking. And so, hey, more power to him. That's awesome. Good exercise. You get out there, you see nature. I love biking. I'd love to get out and bike. I'm sitting here looking at my crappy mountain bike that's like, some 80s specialized thing I got for 20 bucks at Goodwill, or at a garage sale. But anyhow, so last week I'm there and his roommate's throwing away a couple things. There's a box with some old food and some clothes in it, and then 4 tire rims, bike rims, with the spokes just cut off. Basically what he did was he cut the spokes right at the sprocket and took the hardware and the sprocket and threw away the rim and the spokes. These, I looked them up just real quick. They're like 375 bucks. They're nice rims. I didn't want them. I have no use for them, and I'm not going to re-spoke a bike. That's just not my specialty. But I did see this frame in there, and I grabbed it. This is a Santa Cruz Tallboy CC, right? Now, I don't know. There's likely supposed to be a piece that goes from here to here. I'm not sure what's missing or what's supposed to be on here right now. But this is, I believe, a carbon fiber frame. It's super light. It's unbelievably light. It's like a few pounds, a couple pounds. I don't even know how much this weighs. It's just ridiculously light. Uh-oh, a part just fell off. That's not good. And Lucy. It very well may have a few problems. I don't know yet. I haven't, I haven't really inspected it. The point was that I looked it up, and this thing cost over three times more than my car. This, and well, the way when I bought it used, I think from what I could find, that frame was like over $3,000 when it was new, and I was just like stupefied. I know the bikes he's got in the garage. That he's into biking, and the bikes that he rides, he's got he's got two Porsches, and he's got a really nice Sprinter van that's loaded up and ready for mountain biking. It's fucking dope, dude. I mean, I envy the dude. We built him a bicycle, I don't envy him. Okay, see, I just went back on what I said. It's just one of those things you say. It's not that I envy the wealth. I envy his enthusiasm, is what I was getting at. That his interest in bicycling and doing things like that, because he has the time and he has the will to do it. But he does work hard, and I think he's in the tech industry, but he's always busy doing Zoom meetings and other stuff like that. And we got to talking one day, and he was saying basically that he wished he'd done more like blue collar work because it's probably more satisfying. Now, he was probably saying that half just to appease me as the worker, but I'm sure he genuinely meant it to some degree. But anyhow, the idea that you can throw away a bike frame worth that much is one thing. I went out there today just to flip through this. There was this box in there that was tossed over with an old notebook and some old clothes and stuff, but I saw this thing sitting in this box, and I picked it up. It's a electronic, it's made in Germany. Beautiful, I love that. 03D302. I looked it up. It's got like the little power hookup and the Ethernet hookup, and you can see on the front it's got a camera, and then it's got 4 little sensors. And I just, by the weight of it, it weighs like almost a pound. So I was like, this is definitely worth it. It's like it weighs as much as a bike frame, right? I was like, okay, that's probably something cool. And I looked it up on my Google Lens, and it told me that it's a 3D camera. Basically, I believe what it is, it's designed to mount to industry and warehouse robots, and it allows them to navigate through the warehouse and find the items that they need, right? Or to avoid obstacles, things like that. And I looked it up, and I found them used for like $800, new for $1,800. $1,800 for that little camera that I just threw down in the grass. It's like, but that's, if you don't use it and you have no particular use, and you see something like that sitting in your drawer, you're gonna throw it away. Look, I got my guitar here. I was just sitting here jamming on, right? This is an Oscar Schmidt made by Washburn. I bought this in 1990, maybe 4, 5, or 6, somewhere in there. I was around 20-ish. It might have even been like 93, because I think it was like after I had like my first real job after I was 18, and I went down, and one of the first things I wanted to buy was, well, first I went to the bead shop and bought myself beads because I love making jewelry, and I still do. But I went down and bought this guitar from Tiger Music for $150. And it's funny because my son plays guitar. He's 29, plays in a band. And he came over the other day, he was jamming on it. He's like, for some reason I just love this guitar. I don't know what it is. And I was like, I love this guitar too. And it's weird because I played so many acoustics. It was only $150, and that was a brand new price tag. So it's kind of like the generic, cheap house version of a guitar. But they did a really good job. I think it has like an 1 7/8" neck, which is nice and wide for my fingers. Just perfect. Anyway, love this guitar. My point here is that guitar is like, I've hung on to it for, let's see, if I bought it in the early 90s. I've had it for at least 30 years, but 30 years of owning one guitar and never buying another acoustic since then, because I'm, it's like, oh, I don't want to spend too much money, but I love what I have, right? And I'm like, it's okay, I don't need to spend more money on something new because I'm content with the one I have. Well, that's kind of the way I feel about things like bikes, right? You ride a bike, it works fine. Why get a new one? Or a phone, a cell phone. You get one that works. Why go out and get the newest version? Not only that, why camp out in line for the newest version? But there's an attractiveness to getting something newer and better, and that I understand. But it's just weird to me, and it just trips me out that people are willing to completely dispose of things that otherwise are valuable, even if they have money, even if they're able to do those things. It just seems so wasteful. It seems like it would be worth it if you had a lot of money and had a lot of hobbies and bought a lot of things, to just have an area of your house, like a storage closet, where you put valuable things that you may be given, because, let's admit it, wealthy people get given a lot of wealthy people gifts. I mean, that's what I've seen working for these guys. The guy I worked for in the West Hills, he was just like, he was a nice dude. They weren't extremely rich or anything, but he obviously had enough money to spend on the remodel and all this nice decoration. And he gave me these vases that were like hundreds of dollars a piece, hand engraved on the bottom and signed, hand blown and then signed by the artist. And he's like, oh, it's blue, it just doesn't go in the entryway. Like, so, just that among other things. I have several things. A huge mirror, full-size like mirror. It's kind of very gaudy, kind of gold rimmed, but it's like, what, 5 feet by 4 feet, I think, or maybe 6 by 4. It's a big mirror. He was just going to throw it out. Ended up getting tons of stuff from him. Molding. He bought 2 farm sinks because he didn't know if he'd put another one in, and then just gave it to me instead of returning it. I appreciated it as the carpenter because that helped me. I put a lot of this stuff on Craigslist. When you work in remodeling, a lot of people have just kind of given up and they want to get rid of the shit that they have. That's something that I understand. They're like, I don't want to deal with this. You can have it or sell it. Sometimes I've been able to sell shit like right off the job site. I mean, I don't want to see it go to waste. I had a friend come pick up these huge, like 3/8 inch, 3 foot by 6 foot glass panels that went, and this, glass shower doors that went in this newly remodeled bathroom that we just tore the whole thing out to newly remodel it with different tile because the new owner wants different stuff. This is the same fella with all the, the stuff. But we did the kitchen when he moved in. It was remodeled. Gave away the appliances to all of the people who were working. I guess it was like a $3,000 dishwasher in there. One of my coworkers was like, "Yeah, it's like I took it home," and I was like, "Oh my God, I couldn't believe it was worth that much." I don't know if that's for sure. I've looked at a lot of dishwashers. I haven't seen many for $3,000, but there were some nice appliances. And the cabinets were made of solid walnut, 1.5 inch pieces. I think it was 2-inch pieces that were all biscuit joined together. Gorgeous, solid wood cabinets, right? Biscuit joined. Tore all of it out, remodeled the whole thing, and then he didn't like it again, so they tore it out again. It wasn't our fault, or whoever did the remodel. It was just like he was like, yeah, he changed his mind, did a different remodel. And ever since, we've been going through and just doing the whole house, tearing out the whole brand new remodel. I've got 2 awesome vanities over there, one with a double sink, one with a single, 2 awesome Toto toilets, bathtub, shower, surround, everything. And it's all in really brand new shape. And I don't know, maybe it's just that I hate seeing waste. But at the same time, everything is going to get wasted, right? Everything's going to fall apart. When wealthy people buy and throw away stuff, I guess they're putting more money into the economy to the people that need it, in a way. For the people that make and manufacture these things, assuming that they buy where people are paid well for what they make. It's good if you buy made in the U.S. or something, so at least you get a decent wage. But also, when these things get thrown away, a lot of people dig through the garbage and they find things. People like myself. I've been a dumpster diver since I was a little kid. Like when I was 9, 10 years old, I'd jump around in the dumpsters in the neighborhood, and we used to hop the fence at Value Village, or maybe it was Red, White, and Blue. I think it was Value Village at that time. That's kind of like a Goodwill. It's like a thrift store, and they had a huge dumpster out back where they'd just throw away stuff that they couldn't sell, that they got donated. And my brother and I would jump up there in the middle of the night and just dig through. That's where I found my first heavy metal tape. It was Metal Edge, and it had like all these metal bands on it, and we found all kinds of stuff, unbelievable amount of things that worked just fine. So anyway, over the years I realized that people throw away stuff that is very valuable, and I figure somebody's going to be privy to that and figure it out. Dumpster diving became actually pretty popular back in 2020 during COVID, because a lot of people were bored, so they'd hit up these, they learned about dumpster diving. The coincidence there is that I guess a lot of places were shut down, so they weren't throwing anything away really. But there was a lot of overstock that's always been thrown away that you'd be surprised how much stuff ends up in the dumpster that people just don't want to deal with. I found a telescope, and this business shut down, and they just threw away like their their little gumball machines and things like that, and you end up like, wow, it's a little bit here and a little bit there, and you just hate seeing things go to waste. But I don't know what to think about that. The wealthy throwing away stuff. But I guess it is kind of a scale, right? Like, it's weird. You'd think it'd be donated, but I don't know. Anyway, those are my thoughts on some weird free shit that I found, and just considering the wealth of others and what they're able to throw away. I'm gonna put it on eBay. I'll see y'all next time.